keep going, man. Kind of over and around, but I do shots to do what they're doing. Oh, hey, how you doing? People joining in. I was looking over here reading this information and saw that there was three people there. I have overdone my tomatoes. I put so many in into a small 3-inch pot. I think I did about 10 seeds, maybe more, and each one. It's really good, folks. It's really good. Purple, purple Cherokee, brandy wine. I don't think I'll be doing. In fact, I know I won't be doing any Roman tomatoes. I don't want to do those this year. I still have the seeds. I can do them always, but there is a pepper that I have called a long cayenne, and I want to do something because it's only three three of them in a pack, and I want to see if I could take three seeds. That's my bet. There's only three seeds left in the pack, and the pack's about 4 years old. I want to see if I could take those seeds, grow the peppers, and start all over again and have seeds and peppers and everything. So that's going to be quite a challenge. That's going to be quite a challenge. So I think I'm going to do them in a plastic bag with paper towel. That's going to help me out. Paper towel. What do you think? What are your thoughts? I think I want to try it, but what are your thoughts? Oh, hello. How you doing there? You were at the restaurant where I was, but your stuff kept flashing up there and disappearing before I get all the information. Wow, in South America. Congratulations, thank you, and a thumbs up there. Thank you very much. How is your garden go? My garden is going good, but most of my stuff that's growing that I can really even talk about is in the house. It's in the house. I have the uh, what they call them kiwi plants are doing well. Yes, I have a greenhouse. Yes, yes, absolutely. Um, and well, it's yeah, it's a room converted into a greenhouse. Yeah, um, and I will be doing some shots of that coming up soon. Well, kiwi usually grows well in zones between zones 4 and 7, and this year I found a store that has hardy kiwi, and that's in. Let me get it right now. That's right up there at Home Depot. Not the ones I have. The ones I have is Isaiah, and Isaiah is a plant that only needs just one plant. Yep. It's called an Isaiah kiwi. Yep. And that plant has been producing for me ever since. I put it in the ground 2 years ago. Isaiah kiwi. Isaiah kiwi. Beautiful plant. And the leaves look really good. I like the way the leaves look. It's got like a dark green color, and it also has like these little hairs all over them, and that looks unique. Then it gets all these kiwi all over it. Look like little acorns. I thought about it, but I've never. I'll put it this way: I've never tasted one in my entire life. But if they will grow, they probably will grow in my zone. But I would have to look into it further. Yeah, they are nice and tasty. Yep, I never had one. Never ever had one. Never been to a party and they were serving them. Never had any for dinner. Never went to a restaurant. It was part of the all you can eat. Nothing like that. Related to a thorn bush and they grow well. Does the oh okay, it's like eating crabs takes a little work. I could imagine. So I've seen people pulling them apart and sucking the flesh out of something, and I looked and said, okay, I might do that because I mean, because a lot of people don't like okra. Now, okra is an acquired taste. I realize that, and sometimes I tease people who don't eat them. I'll say to them, "Oh, I said I know you're going to try to grow some okra this year," and I said that to a preacher one time, a reverend, and he got upset because he said you know I don't eat those. And I just, I said, oh, that's a sensitive button there. Okay. Oh, you like okra? Okay. But it is too cool here. Oh, okay, it's too cool there. Okay, got you. I got you. What zone are you in? Oh, okay. Well, one day you get a chance. If you want to know, go ahead and um, Google your zone by using your zip code. I think that's how I did it. No, 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 no. Oh, wait a minute. How did I do it? Did I say, oh, let me see. So I can try it now. See what I get here. Let me just try this here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Zone Maryland's in.
information about Maryland. Maryland is a mid-Atlantic state that's defined by its abundant waterways and coastlines on the Chesapeake Bay and Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, they didn't tell me a whole lot. Let's see. Now let's try this. Zone 21212. I forgot how I did this, folks. I actually forgot how I did this because I know we are like Washington State, less than hot summer and winter. So, okay, all right. Let me see something here because I found my zone and I'm trying to figure out how I did it. It was so long ago. Oh, wait a minute. Hardy in his zone, and he got X, 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 X. Oh, okay. Let's try that. Okay. Thank you very much, Garden City. I looked at some of your videos. I like your site. Good information, and you took your time to explain things. I like that. And then I learned why. I also knew why. Well, excuse me. I know now why you knew so much about music that day. I know. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Hardiness zone 21212.
Here is information from Zip Data Maps.
Zone 7B. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Yep. Thank you very much for that, Garden City. Wait, with Garden? Yeah, Garden City Food Forest. I don't want to change your name. I will say this. I looked at your videos. I like them. I looked at them. Now, this time of year, folks, I added up how much fertilizer I have if you were to go out and buy it and pay the regular price. This year, I bought over $450 worth of fertilizer, all different brands, and I got them all for about $100. How does that sound? All for about $100. And all are organic because it's all I was interested in. And I think the best fertilizer I have is one called. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. That's a great deal. Yes. I will say this is that I think the best one I have is the Dr. Earth because when you read the bag, the ingredients in there, things like now, and I'm not going to name all of them because I don't remember all of them, but one was like alfalfa, and that's high in nitrogen, and then you got chicken waste, what they call it feces. You got that, and then some other, I think it's chicken feathers, and then there was some other things in there. I can't call all of it right now. But when you look in the bag, when you open the bag up, it just looks different than other fertilizers. Because I got some, I got an organic fertilizer. Can't call the name of it right now. It's not in front of me. It's made from waste material. It's made from waste material. You know, and I thought that was interesting, but it looks very clean looking. It's like little round brownish uh, color, and it's made from waste material. And but it says organic. It said made from food scraps from restaurants and things like that. And then it's got some other items that I can't call right now. But I thought that was interesting. And then you got another one I have that's made from recycled materials, and it is made by Miracle Grove, and it's a powder form that's water soluble. Uh, it's water, well, diluted water, basically. I can't think of the word right now. But the thing about it is, I had an opportunity to use it, and it was quite uh, interesting. They call it a blast of power. They use words, marketing terms such as the right stuff, and that's what's written on the labeling. Um, but it's made. It has Miracle Grow name on it, and so Miracle Grow carries a lot of different products. Um, why did Miracle Grow? Why was I able to get those boxes on clearance? Now, here's what it does: you put 1 teaspoon in, you make a gallon of fertilizer. That's how it works. Water soluble. Can't think of it right now. And it's gonna bug me all day until I, actually look into it. But the thing about it is, I definitely um, looked at what uh, how it stinks real bad when you open it. So I know it's made from some type of animal material. I know that because it stinks real bad. When I opened it, I said, "Dang, what is this?" And you could, it just smells all the time. Anytime you open it back up, there's this strong smell. So I pour it into a gallon of water, shake it up, and when you use it outside, they recommend that you use two of the little scoops for 1 gallon. So when I add it to plants, I'm not going to say that I noticed any tremendous growth or anything because I haven't. Now I have this house plant in the house. It's a God. I gave it another fertilizer I grew. It has Jobs. I think it's called Jobs. They're like spikes, and you put them your plants. Now they stink too. Um, they are organic, and you stick them down in the potting soil at least 4 to 6 inches away from the plant. And I saw that take a plant that I had the house that I didn't care for. I mean, I just every once in a while would fertilize it and water it. But this stuff, it made it grow. It made it actually act up even in the dead of winter. It was trying to grow out big like it was. And now it's got all these leaves coming on and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I like this. I said, this will work. Um, so, I have fertilizer. I have plenty of fertilizer. I'm using a different technique this year. As far as fertilizing, I'm going to be injecting fertilizer into the location where my plants are. Now, I'm not going to talk a lot about that because right now, because it's something that I'm going to try, and I don't want to give out any information that's incorrect if it doesn't work or damages some of your plants. But this is something I'm going to be doing, and once I find that it has some a viability, it does work, um, then I'll put the information out there. I'll do that. But I want to put food in the location where the roots are, and that's what I want to do. And I figure the faster I can do that, the better my plants will be situated to be successful. Um, I still have clay soil, but my clay soil is better, way better than it once was, all because I use chop and drop. Now I chopped and dropped in the what they call it in the winter. So all winter long, my plants, my excuse me, my soil has been fed with chop and drop. So that's how I do it, and that's how you're supposed to do it. Stay ahead of the game. Now tomorrow, I guess I'll go do some shoots on the property and sellable. So that's still gonna mess with me. But the thing about it is definitely start trying to get some of your plants. Uh, oh my God, you remember that? Look, I looked at it today. And to me, it looks like they died. Here's what happened. It looks like to me that it died. Okay, I bought garlic from the grocery store. I took most of the bigger pieces and put them outside. All went along. They in containers growing. I took the maybe 4 or 5 plants, put them indoors in a pot, and I fertilized them like I think it was like weekly. And they were giving up all these tops. I mean, I didn't know what to do with them sometimes. And all these tops are coming, all these tops coming, and then they just stopped. And I said, okay, what happened? I said, what did I do different? Why did they stop putting up tops? And I said, only thing I could think of is they're probably dead. Um, uh, so, but it was an interesting experiment to bring them indoors. And I haven't dug them out of the soil yet to really look at them and see what they look like. I got a little bit of green on one of them, and the rest of them is kind of, like they turned brown and everything. So I said, okay, they're probably dead. But I've done that before, and the plant was doing something else. It was alive. But it has been 5 degrees outside this year. About 6 degrees. And those plants, with that garlic, still stayed green, and it still kept its top. And I put them in a big container of cow manure and potting soil, and they in the container. So that's what I did. I didn't want to put them in the ground. Just didn't want to put them in the ground. I wanted them in the containers so I know where they are this year. Um, so they're doing quite well. Yeah. But I got to tell you, folks, I'm gonna do a little container planting this year. I'm also going to do, uh, a lot of in-ground gardening. But I do container planting and gardening. Okay, let's see. Let's pull this. Let's see. Okay, okay. Yeah. But I will say this to you. Yes, it's okay to save the soil. Absolutely. Absolutely. All you got to do is take the soil, and what I'm going to do with mine this year. So, I go to the Costco, and it's a store called Costco. I buy a tarp, around 10 by 10 or whatever size I think I need. I take the soil, I pour it in there on the tarp, and then I pour some compost on top of it, mix it up, bada boom, bada bang. It's all fine. All you're doing is adding life back to it when you add the compost to it. And I do a 50-50 mix. That's what I do. That's all I do. And then I actually see, because you can keep soil for years. All you got to do is, I have pots that I used to do house plants in. I take them outside. I pour the pots into the compost pile. I take the some of the soil and mix it with half and half of the compost. Put it back in the container, and the plant does fine. Well, actually, the plant starts doing better than fine. So that's how that works. Remember this one thing, good people. Plants only want food like we do. If they were like we do, they would lay in front of the TV and suck down donuts and chocolate pretzels and ginger ale soda, or I mean, all day long. That's what it would do. But since they don't have feet, brains, and jobs, they don't do that. They wait for food to come to them, or they go out looking for it by stretching their roots out, tapping into what they call food supply. And their only enemy in the garden is primarily vines and all other kind of weeds, because all these plants are fighting for survival. Okay, so tomatoes did not do good, so I thought it would be bad to keep. I don't know what happened to them. What do you mean? Was it disease that killed them? Was it they just died on you? Trinland. Okay. Okay, if they are diseased, you want to get rid of. I don't know. I'd get rid of all of it. I would because you don't want to take any chances. And then you take the containers and clean them out with water and just a tiny bit of bleach in the containers and clean them up. Start over again. Whatever you do, folks, do not get emotionally attached to your plants. Don't do it because they will break your heart. It's like a bad relationship. They break your heart and roll out the door, or they hang up on you at work, things like that. I mean that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. But the thing about it is, morning, morning garden to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's interesting. That's interesting. First time someone ever said my name twice. But the thing, Garden City got the smile. Uh, what they call them, eating or whatever they call them. I don't know what they call it, imajas or whatever. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hmm. See that? And I like that. Yes, I did post those garden videos. Cause see, look, I'm out and look. Here's what I do. I've got this problem, and it is gardening, and I know it's a problem because I've been doing it now for 19 years, and it has not let up. It has not eased off or anything. You know, I'm probably gonna wind up getting help for it one day, but because I think about it all the time. I'm at work. You'll see me like this, and then tap me on my arm, and then just tap. I said, "Oh yeah," and then say, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right." And I'm thinking about another way to plant potatoes, or growing potatoes in straw, or another variety of tomatoes. And when I heard about Cherokee Purple, and when I heard about Cherokee Purple, um, I had to have it because I went everywhere and I wanted to hear somebody, at least one person say something bad about Cherokee Purple, and it wasn't out there. Everyone said this is the greatest tomato I've ever eaten, wonderful, great. I wish I had 10 plants like this. Or the young lady who said, brandy wine, when I first tasted brandy wine, tomatoes, I love these. And she was eating them during a video. And you know, some people take two or three bites and go, oh, that was good. And really, they didn't kind of like it. You could tell because they really didn't like it. But this lady kept eating and she kept slicing and eating and slicing. And I said, she liked that tomato. She liked that tomato. And I knew I had to grow Cherokee purple. Let's see. Let's see. Cherokee purple is beautiful. Rose is purple. Is master. Oh, okay, okay. Now, Cherokee, if I'm correct, Cherokee tomatoes get about a pound, and I think brandy wine can get close to a pound and a half, close to 2 pounds. And I got both of them, and I started them last, was it yesterday? Yeah, yeah, I think it was yesterday. or the day before that. Yeah, the day before that. And I want to grow this tomato. So I'm gonna put about 8 plants in, and I'm gonna do 8 plants of. I'm gonna do 8 plants of each. And if I have room, I'm gonna do 9 plants of each. I'm gonna check first, because you better believe this when I tell you this. Tomatoes, them things, they highly sought after. Yeah, see, I start mine indoors because I need that time. Here in Maryland, the growing seasons got so short that I used to have this going on for a few years. I didn't know what was going on. I would put a tomato plant out. Excuse me. Let me get that right. Let me reiterate that. Too much noise from this heater. I would take the what am I saying here? I would take the plant and put it in the ground, and before I knew it, the seed would come up. And when the seed would come up, it would get 6, 7 inches tall, whatever. I'm trying to water it and trying to keep it going and everything, and it's fighting to live and everything. I'm looking at it. I said, this does not look good. Um, Another thing, well, I'm dealing with clay soil. And keep that in mind. Clay soil is one of the soils that holds a lot of minerals and nutrients and all that good stuff. We discussed what clay soil's nature is, but it's hard packed, especially if you walk on it, and it will cause the plants to be stunted because they don't grow well through it. Now, here's what you want to do. You want to dig as big as damn hole as you want to put your plants in. Put your tomato in. If I'm going down or if I'm going vertical, I mean, the horizontal, excuse me, if I'm going horizontal, well, I'm going to take the whole plant and lay it down and let it grow up, and then, keep more of the stem and everything in the ground. I'll do that. But if I decide to go down a little bit, I'm going to go down a little bit. I'm going to make that hole wide. I mean, if I can make it 1.5 feet wide, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put that plant in there. I'm going to loosen all that soil up around it all the way down. Because what will happen is the plant will grow better as long as you don't go over there walking on that soil. The plant will do better. But you want to loosen that soil up. Now, if you have heavy clay soil, take the soil out of the hole, mix a little vermiculite, perlite into it, mix that into it, put a little peat moss into it, put a little compost into it, mix that together with the native soil, and then put that back in that hole on top of that tomato. After you sprinkle you a little bit of all-purpose organic fertilizer down in that hole, and let that plant do what it naturally supposed to do. Let it grow. And then you start watering it. Once a week, you water that plant. If you got a lot of rain going on, ease back off of it. But when you got them days where you don't see no rain, sprinkle. You go get you some grass and some weeds and put them in a container and let that sit there for 3 weeks and start using that tea. 1 part to 10 parts water, and you just start watering that thing once a week. Once a week, those plants will jump out of the ground, and you won't believe it because tomatoes will eat just about anything you put down there on top of it. It's a heavy feeder. Uh, Peppers you got to be careful with. You give it too much fertilizer, you actually make them just stunt, and they'll just sit there on you. And you say, "Damn, I keep watering it, I keep fertilizing it," and peppers will do that to you. But you want to read up on the pepper and find out exactly what this particular type of pepper likes. Um, because they're not like the tomato in that sense. And you can bury peppers a little deeper because they're just like a tomato. They'll start growing roots all out all through their stem and everything. So the more roots you have, the better off you are. You see, if you saw the last video I did, was one I did about a week ago, where I take my cups. Let me show you over here. These are the cups I'm using. I don't have that many viewers like some people have. Some people, I looked at a guy's site. He had like, it's a lady and guy. He's got like I don't know how many he got. It said viewers, and it was over. It was over. He was. I guess that number is 1.6. That's how many it said his viewers. I mean, it was crazy. And I looked at that. I said, "How's he doing that?" But he's probably been at it a lot longer than I have, and and it's a lot difficult for some people to get views. It just is. Now, but I'm gonna keep doing a good job of doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep giving information out. I'm gonna keep giving the right information out, and I'm gonna still be committed to what I'm doing. This here is a flower pot, the ones that I'm using. I think this is it's not quite 3 inches, I don't think. But here's my point. Uh, I will take this pot and put 8 seeds in it, 10 seeds sometimes. Some still out actually. Okay, so I'll put them in here. Now, I take a soldering pen, and some of you saw me do that. How many of you see me do that? How many of you see me do that on that video? I did. Okay, soldering pen, and it's so easy. You buy these from a store. I'm not gonna name any store because these are everywhere. I just happen to find these at Walmart, and you just try to pop, 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 holes in it. Pop, 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 turn around, pop, 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 holes in it. Pop, 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 pop. And it's a little tedious. First would be fun. I thought, thank you very much, Garden City. Thank you. Pop, 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 all through it, all sides, right? Now you got the holes in there. You put as many as you want in there, at least 10, 12, 13 holes, whatever. Um, you put the holes all the way around on this. What do you think is going to happen when those roots come and meet the air that's in that location of that hole? You're going to air prune, and it's going to create all these fibrous roots all in that container. You will not have roots doing this inside the container when you do this method. Now you can do it in any kind of pot. You can do it in a 6 inch pot that's plastic or whatever. It take you longer because of course you're using a soldering pan. Now if you got those big powerful soldering pans, they're poking it out of that thick plastic like nobody's business. You just gotta it take effort to go buy an actual better soldering pen. So the one I had was like a little $4 or $5 soldering pen. It's no big deal. It doesn't have that much power to burn through thick plastic, but it can be done. It's gonna take you a longer time. So anyway, tomatoes, peppers, you grow them in this method, and what will happen to you is you will have bigger, healthier plants because you have more root space. More root space. You have more roots. So when you do that, you're actually making your pots better pots. Your 5 inch pots. I have some 5 inch pots. I think they're about that big around. I bought them at what I buy them at? I bought them at what's the name of the store? I bought them at Walmart. They were like 97 cents a piece. And these plant pots allowed me to you could poke holes in them the same way the method I was telling you about, but the plastic's actually thicker. So you can actually take those year in and year out and wash them up and clean them and continue to use them. But I gotta tell you, when you do that to pot, you put those holes in there, you're making a better plant pot. That's all you're doing. I saw one method where a guy had it's called garden fabric. You've heard of it, right? Garden fabric, and he lined this milk crate, and he put the soil and everything in the milk crate. Now you know what he's doing. He's creating a large container that will air prune the roots, and he did it absolutely cheap because all he did was he put the fabric down in the crate, cut off the remainder or tied it down at the tops and everything. And he put the soil in, and he put the seeds in, or he put the plants in, and it didn't do anything but grow what he wanted. And he's got all these roots to support it. And that's what you're looking for. A lot of times when we grow in clay soils, we do not develop the roots we need because of the simple fact that soil is heavy, folks. It's heavy. So you got this fragile little plant trying to push out through all this thick soil that's packed together, and it's trying to push out. No, if you get you a garden a rake, a garden fork, excuse me, like a manure fork, like what I have, or you get that big wide one that people to stand on top of. You get that one, or you make one. If you want to get real crazy about it, you can make one. It's nothing but 8 or 9 inch pieces of rebar. You put, space them apart about 4 inches apart or whatever, and then you put pipes together or whatever, and you weld that stuff on there, and you in business. Shoot, you don't have to pay nobody $150 to make that. You got a Harbor Freight welder sitting in the house. You paid $100 for. You might as well make it work for you. But at any rate, so you got that going on. Now, guess what's going to happen when you loosen the soil up with that fork? You just go and loosen that soil up with that fork. You making your soil better. You let air. See, plants need more than fertilizer, and it needs more than water. You're gonna need air to get in there. You're gonna need a loose soil that allows the plant to survive like it should. Loosen up that clay soil. Loosen it up. If you had results in last year where you grew some stuff, but you just didn't know. Hello, Food Forest Permaculture. If you didn't know, what's going to happen is that tight soil, and majority of us do have clay soil. Okay, I want to say I don't care what you do to it, it's going to still be that way. And you got to stay on it. You got to stay on the soil. Keep feeding that organic matter to that soil. And that's going to just make the soil better. The biology in the soil can be really high or it can be low. And if you don't have a food supply there, guess what? You can already determine your biology in the soil is low. So if it is low, put some organic matter in there, like in the sense of, I use manure and I use compost. And I put the two together in a little capsule. And that's what my plant goes into in the ground. And all the biology crowds in there and starts eating that matter. And when they start eating, they start excreting all these materials and everything, and the plants and them have a party. And next thing you know, your plants are growing faster and bigger than your neighbors. But you're going to have to, if you do a liquid fertilizer on top of your solid fertilizer, you could do a grass and weed or grass and comfrey type of, like I said, liquid fertilizer. See, when you do it that way, when you do a liquid fertilizer, you can make as much as you want, and you're not spending any money. And all you do is go out there and whatever. Well, when you make this material, don't do like I did. Don't put your hands in that stuff. Lord have mercy. You will never forget it because it's alive. Don't put your hands in it. It will keep your hands itching all day. But at any rate, yeah, you touch it, you hold your hands, and it just starts itching. It just starts itching, and it's crazy. It just won't stop, and you can mess with it all day. And I found out all I needed to do that day, I found out later, was bathe my hands in some vinegar, and that would have stopped all the itching. But I didn't know at the time. But use rubber gloves because it's alive. This stuff's alive. Um, so long story short, make your liquid fertilizer, and I would recommend if you got time. I mean, I know a lot of you got real busy schedules. I know what that's like. But once a week, if you get out there once a week and water the stuff down, you don't want your plants to want for anything. You don't want them to be saying, "Hey, I sure could use a glass of water." You don't want plants doing that. You don't want them doing it. You want them to have what they need. Uh, you know, plants will. Only thing you can do with fertilizer is fertilizer can help guide your plant in the direction that you want it to go in. There's certain fertilizers that will stimulate more blossoms. There's certain fertilizers that stimulate more root growth or vegetative growth. And so you want to make certain that you understand that fertilizer is not actually making it grow. It's giving it a better chance of growing in a certain way. So you're still going to need air. You're still going to need, uh, certain chemicals that come into that plant or biology that come into that plant. That plant has certain genetics that tell it, when to grow at what temperatures it's supposed to be growing at. And when it gets too hot, the plant slows down and the plant speeds up at different times. It's all built in, so you can only try to guide it. I'm just reading through the information that folks you put up there, but I gotta tell you, I'm psyched up, and I'm gonna put how many? I'm gonna do about 2 or 3 more plants today. Probably put some peppers in. Um, don't want to start them too early. You want to have them at least 70 degrees when you start doing them because you don't want to put them in a cold greenhouse. It's real cold. Peppers don't like that at all. I mean, some of them would accidentally come up on you, and then you got to watch them because now mine is heated. My greenhouse is heated. I do that because I don't feel like messing around. I want heat. I got them sitting on a heat mat. I got heat in the room. I got the lighting system set up. All I got to do is once they prick through the soil, I pull them off the heated mat and I put them underneath the lights. Because if you want them long and lanky, which you don't, take them off the heat mat. When you see them pop out, take them off the heat mat. Put them underneath the lights, and put that light as close as you can get it. This has been the Morning Garden Show, folks. Got to go get a couple of things taken care of, and but I appreciate every one of you coming in. I'm glad you stopped by. I got 8 thumbs up. I got Garden City. I got Food Forest. I got a whole bunch of good people on the line. But these are my regulars. They usually come in here every single time, and they support me. Um, and definitely come in and say, "Let me go see him. Let me go see what he's talking about." I don't claim to be anybody's expert, but I've just been doing this a long time, and I love it. Thank you very much. You do the same now. Goodbye, everyone.